The Secret Language, Chapter 6, Ralmadill School. When Martha came back to school after her Thanksgiving weekend in New York, she told Victoria all about it. Her parents had taken her ice skating and to a matinee and to the Radio City Music Hall. She had had a wonderful time. "I told them all about this awful school," she said, "and they just want me to try to stand it until Christmas. So I said all right, I'd stay until Christmas." "Oh, Martha, really, won't you come back after Christmas?" "Oh, it will be awful," Victoria wailed. "I'll have to come back." Martha looked at the floor. "Well, you know what?" she said slowly. "I'll probably have to come back too. They probably didn't really mean it about just standing it until Christmas. I don't actually think they really meant it. Don't worry, I'll probably have to come back." The dark December days passed slowly. Deep snow covered the ground, and icicles glittered in the pale winter sun. Against the rules, Victoria and Martha kept their window shut at night, but even so their room was freezing in the morning, and they shivered as they stood together in the doorway for morning inspection. Almost everyone at Coburn Home School loved the snow and liked to go outdoors after classes, but unless Miss Mossman absolutely made Victoria and Martha go out, they stayed in their room and talked about going home for Christmas. Each afternoon at 6 o'clock they crossed a day off the calendar. "In 2 hours we can cross off another day," Victoria said one afternoon. She picked up the calendar and smiled. "Oh, vacation will never, never, never come," Martha groaned. "How many days left?" 15. I mean, it will be 15 days in 2 hours when I cross off today. That's not so bad, Martha." But it seemed longer. One afternoon Victoria received a letter from her aunt who lived in California, and a small package. In the letter her aunt wrote, "I am sending you a small box today. Please be a good, obedient niece and open it right away. It is absolutely to be opened before Christmas. I remember that when I was a child the weeks before Christmas were long ones. So I am sending you a pre-Christmas present. I am sure you can think of something interesting to do with what is in the box, and perhaps that will make Christmas come more quickly." "Hey, what a nice aunt," Martha said. "She's wonderful," Victoria agreed, opening the package. "She's almost as wonderful as Aunt Constance. Hey, look!" In the box were 20 little dolls, no bigger than Victoria's thumb. That winter neither Martha nor Victoria especially liked dolls, but these new ones were so small and perfect that both girls loved them at once. "Martha, I have a good idea," said Victoria. "What?" "Help me take the stuff out of this drawer and I'll show you." They emptied Victoria's lowest drawer and lifted it out of the bureau and set it on the floor. Then Victoria sat down cross-legged beside it. "What's your idea, Vic?" Martha asked. "Well, we can divide the drawer with a string or a ruler or something and have 2 corridors, and we can put all the children around and have them in our own boarding school." It was a delightful game. Martha let the children do all the things she herself wanted to be allowed to do, such as running up and down the corridor, and jumping on the beds, and staying up all night. Victoria pretended that one of the dolls was a beautiful house mother who loved all the children. Victoria had the house mother kiss the children and wave goodbye to them when they went to the school hall in the morning. "I think this house mother's name is Miss Sweetman," Victoria said. "No, it is Miss Sweetland. This house mother's name is Miss Sweetland." "Just so long as it isn't Miss Mossman," Martha said. "Once I had a doll named Ruth, but then I knew a girl named Ruth and I didn't like her, so I had to change my doll's name to Pearl." Victoria looked dreamily at the Miss Sweetland doll. "Once I had a dear little doll named Eggie." "What a terrible name," Martha said. "Why would you call a doll Eggie? That's awful." "I don't know," Victoria said vaguely, "but I just loved her. I loved her a lot. Then I had a dog named Muzu." Martha looked up from the boarding school. "Named what?" "Muzu. He wasn't a real dog. He was a stuffed dog." "Muzu," Martha repeated. "You certainly thought up some crazy names, all right." "When I was little I had the most beautiful rocking horse in the whole world," Victoria said slowly. "He was as big as a real pony, and he had a real mane and a beautiful real tail and stirrups. His name was Ralmadill." "Hey, that's a good name for a change," Martha said. "You know what, Martha?" "Know what?" "Ralmadill was the most beautiful rocking horse in the whole world." Let's call our boarding school Ralmadil School, Martha suggested. All right, Victoria agreed, let's. The Ralmadil School game was a good one, and they played it until Miss Mossman blew the warning whistle for supper. Oh dear, Victoria said regretfully, that old whistle. We'll have to put the drawer back, but we can leave Ralmadil School right in it if you'll let me put my stuff in one of your bureau drawers. In our school, we won't have any old whistle blowing ever, she said, and shoved the drawer shut. No, we don't, Martha said. That's a good game, Vic. Let's play it tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow we'll take the whole school on a picnic, Victoria decided. A picnic? It would be too cold. Well, it doesn't have to be winter now at our boarding school. It will be nice and warm and sunny, and everybody will go on a big picnic. All right, Martha agreed. Vicki, maybe when we're grown up we could really have our own boarding school and run it ourselves. Maybe we could. The Ralmadil School game kept them occupied for many afternoons after that, and time passed more quickly. Soon Martha was able to sing, 3 more days to vacation, then we go to the station, back to civilization, back to mother and home. The day Christmas vacation started, the girls were wakened not by the usual piercing whistle, but by the distant sound of singing. Then someone ran down the corridor and opened all the doors, and the sound of the music came nearer. Martha and Victoria sat up in bed in the dark and stared out into the hall. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. The singing voices came closer and closer, and in the hall, shadowy lights began to glow in the winter morning darkness. 12 of the older girls, dressed in white and carrying lighted candles, passed down the corridor, singing Christmas carols. It was beautiful to see and hear. During the bus ride to the station, Victoria and Martha said little to each other. Victoria kept playing with the strap of her pocketbook. She put it over her nose, and up over one ear, and finally she put it in her mouth. Martha tried to sit quietly, but shivering with excitement. No more days to vacation, she whispered to Victoria.